All right, we're back. I guess it's going to be a part two to this. Nevertheless, Maxim was the pick. It didn't quite work out. I don't know what happens with this. Sometimes it just shuts off. I don't know. Nevertheless, moving on. Peterson. This was a really close fight, and I think that if Peterson got one takedown in the first round, if he had gotten one takedown in the second or third round, he would have got enough control time to win one of those rounds. It was a super close fight. Even on the feet, even with all the takedowns by Pogues, takedown defense by Pogues holding up, it was still a close fight. I remember watching the punch stats, and Peterson had outlanded in the second and third round. Peterson had outlanded Pogues, so he had the higher volume. But the announcer was saying, yeah, but Pogues was hitting him with more devastating shots or more powerful shots. Remember that, okay? Because there's a fight in here that all of a sudden that theory didn't work, right? Nevertheless, Peterson outlanded him. Pogues supposedly landed the more powerful shots. Peterson didn't have the energy to take him down one more time. If he did, that fight could have easily gone to Peterson. I don't know what Peterson's going to do, because if he can't take down Pogues, and if Pogues is giving him problems, and he's a heavyweight, I think he's got to be going down to light heavy, because where's he going to go? Pogues is kind of at the bottom of the barrel. So, yeah. Close fight. Unfortunately, it didn't go our way. Kizriev, instantly a eye poke that got canceled. McCann, dominating performance. Got the arm bar in the first round. Yeah, it was good for her. She's much better weight class for her. What did she do? Typical fashion. She was on the outside, going in and out much faster. And then you had Belpita, who just had the high guard, move forward, small steps, baby steps, moving forward, taking shots, throwing the left, right. Yeah, exactly how we've seen her fight. And hopefully she sticks around. She is a draw. But yeah, McCann, good on her. She turned it around. Stoliarenko. Oh, here, hold on. I made some notes here. Loser. You know what? I'd made a lot of money betting against Stoliarenko. And for some reason, after what she did to McCann, I thought maybe it was just the physical size of the opponents it wasn't working out for her. So when she moved down to the weight class and she took out Molly McCann, who's still undersized for that weight class, I thought maybe she's going to find her groove here. But man, and then you got Carolina on the other side, and she is so hard to predict. That girl can almost beat anybody and almost lose against anybody. Yeah, and this night she was just too strong for Stoliarenko. I don't know what Stoliarenko's going to do, because, I guess go down to 115? I don't know. She was too strong, and she was the same height, and she just couldn't get her to the ground. She was just not able to, and I don't know, like I said, what's Stoliarenko going to do? This is her whole game. It's kind of like the Peterson thing. What are you going to do when you can't beat the lowest end guy in your division? And Stoliarenko, what are you going to do when you can't beat Carolina, who's not really highly ranked? Do you go down to another weight class? Yeah, it was a terrible look, and now I know why I've always bet against her. But it was hard to go with Carolina, because she's so up and down, she's so unpredictable, she's so bad on the ground. When she does get to the ground, I thought that at that weight class, Stoliarenko could take her to the ground, and I was totally wrong. Sorry, guys. Loser. Imavov. You know what? Hey, Imavov, much faster, better striker. And Dolidze, what a machine this guy is. He almost got knocked out in the first round. Imavov tagged him, knocked him down, and ground and pounded him. And the ref let it go on. The ref could have stopped it. You know what I mean? It was at that point where Imavov had actually gotten so tired that he took the second round off to rest, because he was just pounding Dolidze. And Dolidze, man, this guy is so tough. And he just basically absorbed everything and just got Imavov tired of pounding him. It was a good fight. I think one of the judges got it a draw or something. It was totally ridiculous. I don't know. Imavov clearly won this fight. He was the better fighter. He's a better striker. He's way faster. Went around the outside. And Imavov does make a lot of mistakes mentally. But, Dolidze, very dangerous. And there was a few moments where they were on the ground and Dolidze had his foot. Man, I was just sweating at them. They're like, oh man, this could end at any. Because we know how dangerous Dolidze is. But Imavov, stayed cool. Almost too cool. I didn't like it. Anyways, Imavov did win the fight. I think he is the better fighter. He's definitely Dolidze. Dolidze's a dangerous, strong fighter. I don't think he's not some kind of stellar fighter. I think he's very dangerous, very durable, and he's going to give everybody a run for their money. And if you get put in a bad spot, he'll take you out. But skill for skill, Imavov is the better skilled fighter, and I think the right guy won for sure. Moving on, Quinones ripped off. I watched the fight. Quinones won this fight. He did. He won the first round. He outstruck him in the first round. Took him down in the first round. Then the rest of the fight, Quinones was outstriking him. And here's the thing. There was I can't remember the third round. The other fellow, Morez, what's his name? What's his name? Moderos. And everybody's like, well, Quinones was striking him, and whenever Quinones would hit him, you could see it making an impact on Moderos. And then apparently a couple of rounds, maybe, I don't know if he outstruck him or he outlanded him, and it was like smaller strikes and weaker strikes. And again, Quinones landed the way more powerful strikes, and guess what? He lost. So there's no right theory. I don't know. This guy landed more strikes. Apparently, he didn't land them hard enough. He lost. This guy landed the way harder strikes, almost the same amount of strikes, and he lost. So there's really no rhyme or reason to this. Oh well, the more impactful strikes. Well, in that case, Quinones would have won, right? But he didn't. But I really think that I don't know. Just when the judges were talking about Medeiros, they were really like, oh, this Medeiros kid, and this gets me worried because it almost seems like the UFC really wants Medeiros to win. And I watched that fight. This is the one fight I definitely think Quinones won this. I know it was a close fight, yes, but Quinones won this fight. He shouldn't have lost that fight. Anyways, he got ripped off. We got wrong over that one. Builder. Oh, here I made another note. Loser. I know this guy's a loser. Okay, before this fight, but the fight that when he was fighting the Korean guy, Lee, I didn't think he's that good. And seeing how he did against Yi, the Chinese fighter in the finale, and how he almost lost that fight, I thought Builder has the physical ability to maybe do the same thing, and he didn't. He couldn't even get to him. He couldn't even. Which just goes to show how bad Builder is, right? Because Yi, who almost beat this guy, could probably come in and beat Builder. So Yi looked way better on the feet, and we knew that Builder couldn't do anything. He just skirted around the outside and just basically kept getting punched, kicked, and hit. So yeah, I mean, he just got pounded for 3 rounds. Still a loser. This guy's gonna be gone soon. Yi, good on him. He looked really good. Not gonna take anything away from him. And surprisingly, and they're either coming off the content of those road to the UFC, either as absolute killers or way overhyped. So he looked like an absolute killer. Moving on, Moicano versus Dober. Great fight. Moicano is the more skilled guy. He managed to survive. He dominated Dober in the first round. Almost got Dober out in the first round. Then Dober comes back. Well, actually, I don't know if he got him out, but he just pounded the heck out of Dober. Dober comes back, wins the second round, gets on top at the end of the second round, pounds the crap out of Moicano, and good. You know what, Mike, you got to be tough to fight Dober because he's going to land those shots and get those opportunities, and got to be able to survive, and he did. And of course, then the third round was really close, and Moicano did end up getting on top end of the third round, and he got the decision. He's the more skilled fighter, yes. Dober's definitely tough. We knew this. That was so low on the low confidence just because anything can happen. Moicano, hey, good on him. He survived it. He didn't get tagged. He didn't get knocked out. He's good at this one against in the 155 division. I like him there. He seems like he could take a better punch too. Moving on, Salikov and Brown. You know, I kind of went for it with this underdog. It was a good payoff for Salikov. And I watched the fight, and you know what? I mean, it was fairly even. Salikov might have even had the better strikes in the first going of the first round. They were going back and forth. Salikov was trying his wheel kicks and these big punches, and it definitely landing all the calf kicks. And Brown, he wasn't that effective. He landed a couple of calf kicks, and he got a couple of jabs, and he wasn't really that effective. I mean, this if it kept going the way it was, I think Salikov could have won a decision. But I think both of them are, you know, they've got the ability to knock each other out. And unfortunately, you know, Brown tagged him and he knocked him out. And that was it. It's that simple. I don't really think Salikov did badly. It was one of those things. Somebody's going to catch somebody, and Brown caught him. And Brown did have the tools. He had the long range, and he got it. I mean, not what you can say about that. I mean, it was up to that point, the fight was kind of back and forth, and Salikov was throwing, and he was landing, and he was doing well. No complaints about his performance. But it is what it is. Moving on, Rodriguez, Garimbo. Okay, I went with Rodriguez. I have always wanted to bet and have bet. I have bet against Rodriguez, and the last time he was coming back at 155, I was definitely going to hammer it and bet against Rodriguez. I just did not think he's UFC level. I thought he was more hype than anything else. But he does have this puncher's chance. And Garimbo, I actually thought was overrated. So, yeah. And he was the underdog. I said, okay. And The Rock supporting him. I don't know. I told you right from the get-go, and they're like, don't listen to what I'm going to say because it could be biased. Anyway, Rodriguez got just blown out of there. Yeah, he's not UFC level, and I think the reason why he got into the UFC with the contract he did is because they needed a fighter as a last-minute fighter for Jack Della Maddalena, and yeah, that's how he got in. Garimbo, is he the real deal? I don't know if he's the real deal, but he's definitely way better than this guy, and you know, I mean, his striking looked on point. But I have a feeling at some point when he gets to a higher level, you're going to see some cracks in that armor. So we'll see. We'll see what happens next time. Here, I made some notes. Loser, not UFC level. Okay, yeah, we knew that right after he got KO'd. So, nevertheless, not a great card, man. You know, just not happy with. I mean, the card before was a lot of bad split decisions. These ones, I think I gave, well, there was a couple of close fight, and this guy's ripped off. Besides those two, I mean, I think I gave a lot of fighters that were terrible a little more credit and maybe hope that they had turned it around, you know, like Urbina and Stolarenko and Builder. Like, just, these guys, these are coin flip fights. So, yeah, but those three. So, I mean, if those losers had won, it would have been still not great card. But if the people who ripped off or a close fight had won, then it still would be better, but not a great card. But now, coupled with this and this, I mean, there was a lot of mistakes. Sorry, guys. I mean, sometimes this just doesn't work out. But nevertheless, you know, I was very angry. I don't know. I was almost thinking of coming on this stream drunk, swearing. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, that would have been funny. This guy, I hate this guy. This guy sucks. Nevertheless, thanks for joining me, guys. Let's let's learn from our mistakes and let's do the next one right. I've got this already done. I'm gonna have it up tomorrow. It's a good thing because there was one fight that just changed today, and I got a chance to watch the tape. So yeah, and it looks like there's going to be 14 fights in the next fight. Looking forward to doing it. Let's turn this thing around, and we're going to go from 50%, or what would we get? I don't even want to count. And we're going to get to 100%. All right. Anyways, thank you very much for joining me. Hit like if you like the content. Hit subscribe if you want to be notified when the next video is coming up. Thank you very much, guys. It's a pleasure. See you tomorrow.